Good afternoon everyone, welcome to Gander Green Lane for coverage of today's Build-based FA Trophy clash between Sutton United and Bath City. I'm Mark Stillman. I'll be commentating throughout with Bob Chester on summarising duty. The Romans avoided a banana skin, beating Basingstoke 2-0 a fortnight ago, and they now face National League Premier opponent Sutton United, currently on a high, after their 2-1 FA Cup win over Cheltenham last week. Bob Chester, do you think Sutton's win last week will work in City's favour as a possible distraction from today's game?
Yeah, a possibility. And for Sutton to knock out the Football League opposition in Cheltenham Town last Saturday will have meant they've been on a high. And quite often it's difficult to raise yourself again for a game like this, and they'll be looking at it against lower league opposition. And they've got important things to do in the FA Cup when they've got a fairly local derby here against Wimbledon in the third round, and they've got some important National League fixtures coming up as well. So I wonder how much they will be up for this game. And the last time City played teams from a higher level was 2 years ago when they defeated Bristol Rovers, Altrincham and then Dover in a replay. So they have a good record against teams from one level above them in this competition.
It's FA Trophy action here, Gander Green Lane. Sutton United versus Bath City, and the game is now underway as City kick off, attacking towards we're attacking from right to left. Stopwatch going. Sutton with the first attack, they intercepted there from Jack Batten at the expense of a throw into Sutton. That's a really good ball over the top. Sutton are in here, and it's saved from Max O'Leary straight away. Now Biamo misses out. Played forward now over to the right-hand side to Deacon, hero from last week. He's cut inside of Murphy. He's got a left-footed shot where he's taken a slight deflection off Anderson rather, and it's now picked up on the left-hand side. Cross into the box from Hudson-Odoi. Headed back across, and City clear. And Ben Jefford, who hasn't featured in recent games, wearing the number 3, so you can imagine it's a straight swap. Spence obviously disappointed coming off, just under 8 minutes gone. Deacon with a corner, out swinging onto the head of Bailey, but headed over the top of the crossbar. So large grind as well, big capacity, probably similar capacity to Twerton Park, you would say, even with the no longer sort of curved terrace behind the goal. But yeah, rather sparse throughout. Obviously this place is going to be packed to the rafters for the Wimbledon game. Picks up the second ball and misses out to Deacon. He's tussling with him now in front of the away dugout. Murphy's all over him, but the referee's letting the play go on as Deacon tries to get the other side of his man, and Murphy gets the slightest touch on the ball. Well, he's pointed, for a moment I thought he pointed to the spot, which would have been incredibly harsh. In fact, he's given a goal kick.
Yeah, the ball had gone out before that Murphy I think he did foul him then, but the ball was out of play, and that's, I think the Sutton player there is down, isn't he? I think he knows he's got the beating of Murphy.
He sent the likes of Anderson forward. Murphy gets it towards the 6-yard box, but easy straight into the hands of Ross Warner. He's got a couple of players on the overlap. Hudson-Odoi waiting for the ball, he can try and slip it through, but he doesn't. It's intercepted from City. Welsh Hayes now striding forward and plays it off to Artis. Just running through the centre, the full-back. He's still got an option on the right-hand side with Makuti. Looks to find him. Makuti now, watch from Jeffers. Still got Welsh Hayes to support. Left-footed ball in, is easily deflected, and Sutton now back in possession through the middle with Hudson-Odoi. Good ball over to this right-hand side to Deacon. Faces Murphy. Once again, he's got the other side of his man. Referee plays an advantage. Slip through now to Biamo, but intercepted from City momentarily. Switched over to the left-hand side with Hudson-Odoi. Watch from Welsh Hayes, cutting further in. He's got the other side of his man. Can he get a ball across over to the far post, but it's just drifted onto the roof of the net. Much to City's relief, and I think the referee will be having a word with Murphy for nipping at the heels of Rory Deacon there. Deacon on the right side, excellent move from Sutton. Great ball into the middle, City try and clear, Batten's on the ground, and somehow he's managed to squeeze the ball away. Now he's back on his feet, plays over the top towards Harvey, but he was fouled there whilst doing so from Amankwa. Anderson with his long throw, holds his body back, tries to get into Makuti, but well punched away there from Warner, who's gone down holding his face, so the referee will have to stop the game here. It wasn't a malicious challenge, I'd say, from Makuti. Both seem to be jumping for the ball, and in doing so, I think Warner has caught or when he's landed almost the shoulder of Makuti, and I think he'll just have a quick look over and then we'll be able to continue. So picked up again from City with Artus, now on to Makuti, 30 yards from goal. Rigg trying to make inroads. Once again with Bailey, who's a good ball on this right-hand side. The 32-year-old kept in play from Deacon, who skipped past Welsh Hayes as if he wasn't there. Now he's faced by Anderson, trying to get the other side. It's a really dangerous ball across, and no Sutton player gambled on that. I think it was Tubbs waiting in the middle, and the man with as many goals as him, surprised he just didn't lunge out and try and connect, because that was brilliant work and ball from Rory Deacon.
Yeah, well, that's the perfect ball. Just level with a 6-yard box. You know, the keeper can't get it, and there were two Sutton players coming in, and it eluded both of them and goes off for a goal kick. So slight let off for City there, but you wonder why the Sutton players didn't gamble and slide in.
It's Deacon now, he's switched sides for the time being. It's another dangerous right-footed ball in, that headed away from Button. One player failed to not spot in those glowing red boots. Now City can try and break here with Nick Makuti. He's got 3 Sutton defenders around him though, and no one else up in attack. And Makuti sprint past his man, tries to do so, and he's won a corner. He did well there, Nick Makuti, but there was no support whatsoever coming up with him. He was just left alone to face 3 Sutton players, and in fact he's done well to win a corner.
Yeah, I think the best he could do was win a corner, and fair play, he did really, really well there.
Now into the inside with Bailey. Lunging after the ball. I think it's a slightly dangerous challenge on Welsh Hayes, but he's won the ball. As a Mankwa is clearly obstructed there from Artus. He's gone down, and not the first yellow card Frankie Artus we'll see this season. I think that's his 4th, in fact. And Sutton will have a free kick around 25 yards from goal on this right-hand side. I think it's slightly harsh. I don't think Artus could really do much to get away from it. Sutton have sent most of their men forward. They've only left Diner back. Left-footed ball, dangerous one at that, and it's gone straight into the back of the net. I think it took a slight touch off one of the City players, but regardless, Max O'Leary was going to get nowhere near it. So Ben Jefford has curled in a free kick for Sutton. 38 minutes gone. Sutton United 1, Bath City 0.
I think the problem with that was that Marvin Morgan should have cleared it. Marvin Morgan's leg went up. I just thought he's going to whack it away, and I'm sure Max O'Leary thought exactly the same. And Marvin Morgan missed the ball totally, and the ball carried on into the net.
I'm sure it took a slight touch of a City player, but it was almost a half-hearted attempt to clearance. It might have been Anderson, but we'll have to look back at it. It's helped forward there from Welsh Hayes, and Sutton defence leave it to each other. It's picked up from Harvey, now with Artus, plays into the middle with Hemmings, who's been really quiet so far. Rigg picks up the loose ball, does well to keep it under control. He's nice central George Rigg, has a shot from distance, and it's gone wide. George Rigg still yet to open his account for his club, and no closer to doing so there. What I've seen so far, do you think this City side are going to be able to break down Sutton? Well, they could do actually with a terrible ball like that straight into the chest of Marvin Morgan. Now with Harvey breaking forward, Makuti's clean through if he can latch onto this. Nick Makuti, he's gone wide. He tried to roll the ball past the keeper. City's first clear opening of the game. It was a great ball through Makuti. Well, he was so clinical on Tuesday night, a similar opportunity to what he had. And from here, it looked like it was going to nestle in the bottom corner. It's crept past the post. Well,
that was a golden opportunity, and he did everything right. Roll the ball past the goalie, Warner, but it went agonisingly past the post.
Keep that in play, but we'll try and chase a Mankwa. He clears it past the halfway line to Biamo, who's clearly fouled there from Button. I think I'll have words with the referee.
Batten's going to get a book in there.
Well, it's his first of the season. It's only his 2nd ever for the club, actually, Jack Batten, which was a centre-back. It's a pretty decent record. And, yeah, he's picked up a yellow card. A Mankwa. Now with Deacon. The first time he's given the ball away, actually, to Artus. It's Artus trying to break there. He's clearly fouled there from Deacon. It's a free kick on the halfway line. Frankie Artus not happy. I think Rory Deacon, it'll be a few words, nothing more.
Yes, Deacon's...
Oh, he's got a card out. Which I think it's a bit harsh.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I thought the ref dealt with things really, really well early on, but now he's getting that yellow card out pretty quickly again.
Seconds remaining, I think. Bit of head tennis, played forward now from a Mankwa over the top for Anderson to head away, straight into the hands of Sutton boss Paul Doswell. That is the last action of the first half. Well, City competed fairly well, but without creating many clear chances. apart from the one from Nick McCooty, and that was a few minutes after Sutton had taken the lead. It was Ben Jefford's free kick, far from Frankie Artis. Free kick, 25, 30 yards or so out. Was aiming for the back post, and it deceived everyone and curled into the corner of the net past the standstill Max O'Leary. So Sutton ahead at the break. Well, City are definitely going for it, you have to say that. So we'll now have Watkins, Morgan, McCooty and Harvey on the pitch.
Let's hope we can actually turn this round, and this 1-0 down, there's still all to play for.
One of Bath City's best moments in the FA Trophy, I'd say, that win at Bristol Rovers, and obviously it spurred Rovers on to greater things as well. 2 promotions on the back of that. Still not too good in cup competitions. Now with Amankwa over on the far side, plays it on to Deacon, gets a good ball into the box, headed forward. City still not fully cleared. It's kept in play here from Bradley Hudson-Odoi, who swings another ball into the penalty area towards Bailey. It's gone behind. In fact, it's an offside, so City will restart with a free kick. It's on now to McCooty in the corner of the penalty area. He's under pressure. And Hudson-Odoi trying to get the other side of his man. And he's managed to swing across it actually as McCooty over the far side, but it doesn't quite reach Watkins. Now Sutton can look to break this right-hand side with Deacon.
That was good play by Nick McCooty. He did really well to get across in.
Nice City breaking forward now with Morgan. He's clean through. Oh,
offside.
Very late
no,
flag.
it's offside.
Morgan
Took it brilliantly.
Yeah, you've taken the words out of my mouth, Bob. Well, it was an incredibly late flag. I'm not sure whether they were waiting to see whether the player on the far side, I think it's Harvey, was going to latch on to it. But it was a brilliant finish from Marvin Morgan, but it will not stand, and it remains 1-0 to the hosts.
Yeah, that's a crying shame, because it must have been very, very tight.
Played forward there. I thought it was a foul from Hudson-Odoi.
All over him, wasn't it? Yeah.
Anyway, City now trying to break on this left-hand side with Watkins, plays it onto Morgan. Intercepted then. City have got the ball back with Welsh Hayes, very attacking fullback position, near the corner flag in fact. Watch from an opponent, needs support desperately. He's managed to play the ball back. Cutting inside, right-footed ball towards the head of Watkins. Still not clear from Sutton. It's broken loose to Artis, taking a slight deflection. Strong appeals to handball there in a crowded penalty area, nothing doing. More time-wasting change, you think. George Rigg plays the ball to Watkins, who was screaming for it through the middle. Watkins still past his men. Tyler Harvey takes the ball off it. A really strong challenge there from Tyler Harvey. And over the top of the ball, he's been penalised. And the Sutton players aren't crowding around the referee, to be fair. I think Harvey might have got a touch of the ball, but slightly dangerous, and in fact
he's injured though.
Himself.
Yeah, that's not looking too good. He's obviously got hurt there. Lee Williams working on Tyler Harvey at the moment. He's still down, and not a lot of movement from Tyler Harvey. So Lee's opened his magic bag, and he's getting something out as Tyler Harvey crawls to his knees.
What do you think the chances are?
It's more his back or something, I think, than his legs.
Tyler Harvey staying on for longer. Does it look like Stuart Fleetwood, obviously an ex-Sutton man as well, is completely out of the picture now?
Well, I mean, I don't think he set the world alight down in Weymouth. I don't know. He has scored once, I think, at least, hasn't he? But yeah, I mean, there'll be some interesting times coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks regarding, perhaps some ins and outs.
It's now with Jefford, who scored this afternoon, cut inside of McCooty, past the halfway line now. McCooty charges back at him, and the challenge was legitimate. Now over to the left-hand side with Harvey. Keeps the ball in play, a difficult bounce, trying to go the other side of Diner, but he's missed out easily there, Tyler Harvey. But Sutton defence, slight panic, away for a throw in the City on the far side. Yeah,
and Frankie Artis, he's playing in that central midfield role again, and he's left-footed, and that fact that he is left-footed is sort of lost in that role sometimes, because I always think he's more effective left-hand side of midfield.
Anderson's been penalised there over on the far side.
He's not going to get his book out for that, is he? It wasn't in a danger area at all. I don't believe it, but there you go.
He was tugging at the shirt, I think. I think Anderson knew what he was doing. Yeah. He'd given the ball away, and prolific on the yellow card front now for the Icelander. 2 in 2 games in the FA Trophy, having he missed last Saturday's game at Welling. Sutton now attacking down this right-hand side. Picked up from Amankwa, the fullback, sends the ball into the middle, and well headed away there from covering Rigg. Another free kick.
Foul, and
it's Harvey,
looks like going to have another booking as well now. It's the game is now sort of just drifting away with this is the fourth booking City you've had. Is that Harvey going to have his name in the book? So, yep, that's another foul. And this just wastes time now. There's 63 minutes gone, and it's 4 bookings for City.
But I think 5 yellow cards in this game. It's hardly been the Battle of Surrey, has it? It's,
not really. I mean, at certain times it's not been like a practice match, but there's been times when it's been a bit off the pace, and then other times when it has been quite competitive, but not dirty at all.
Brings the ball down brilliantly. A left-footed shot is deflected behind off Anderson. In fact, it's just going to stay in. I think Bob was caught out by the incredible first touch from Deacon, who just plucked the ball out of the air and managed to set up the chance.
He rifled it, didn't he? Did really, really well.
Now with Hudson-Odoi, lost out, but it's managed to ricochet kindly to Tubbs. Now on this left-hand side with Jefford, the goal scorer, striding forward again. It's a huge deflection, and he nearly got his second fortuitous goal of the game. I think it was a stuck a leg out from Frankie Artis, and Max O'Leary had to be at his best to throw himself to his right and concede a corner.
Well, if he'd have got a double bonus there, wouldn't he? Because that was a shot that was probably, going to rifle across the penalty area and go way out wide, and then it took a wicked deflection, and Max O'Leary reacted superbly.
Biamo, in fact, excellent control there from the Frenchman. Managed to play the ball back and keep Sutton in possession with Deacon with the ball forward. Biamo now, can he get the final touch? It's just about, it would have gone wide, but Anderson was there to clear. Really started and finished the move. Excellent silky play there from the Frenchman, but unable to divert it into the back of the net. As City now breaking away, but cleared. Complete contrast of play there as Bailey hacks it miles into the air. It was higher than the floodlights, you'd say. So a second substitution for Sutton United, and it's Bradley Hudson-Odoi made his return to the side this afternoon after a brief loan spell at Maidstone's, coming off, replaced by another man on loan, Adam May. But Shaquille Hunter is definitely coming on for City, and it's Tyler Harvey coming off. Sutton pick up the ball with May, first touch of the ball. His first touch is to give it away. A sitting break on this right-hand side with Watkins, who's bundled over there from May, who I think is going to get cautioned here. He is. He's been on the pitch for around 60 seconds, and he joins the popular club of players in the book this afternoon. I think that's the half dozen now. On what the referees brought the notebook out for other people, that was a definite booking. So rather consistent, you have to say. Free kick taken here from Rigg. Picked up on the edge of the penalty area with Artis. Now over the far side with Hunter, his first involvement in the game. He's managed to get a decent right-footed ball in, and I think that's flicked off a Sutton head. It has, and it's a corner to City.
Well, it's been a game with very few corners, but there's only been 3, and City have got 2 of them.
So Murphy with this corner towards a penalty area. No, it's just about gone behind. Apparently, it didn't take a touch off anybody. I thought Warner got the slightest of touches onto that.
Well, that was a superb corner, and it just needed a touch from 2 City players on the back stick, and it just evaded all of them.
McAllister, who's going to come on, who's been out on loan in City's division recently. He's been at Eastbourne, and that's Biamo, who is coming off. So McAllister, more target man, I'd say. He's good at holding the ball up. It's now with Deacon, left-hand side, the hero from last week, more recent times. He's got an overlap run of Jefford now inside the penalty area, plays the ball across, and almost identical to the goal because it took a slight touch, this time off Jack Batten. He diverts it behind for a corner, and Jefford hasn't had much ball, I would say, but when he's had it, he's almost like scoring every time, which is incredible for a fullback. Corner now to Sutton United. Send a couple of men forward, straight under the arms of O'Leary. He looked him in fouled, and he was, I think, from McAllister, and free kick to City in the 6-yard box, and clear time wasting there from Tubbs, and he's rightly, I would say, in this case, landing a caution, and he's obviously seen what this official's been like this afternoon, and why on earth he's done something as stupid as that is beyond me. One thing in common, he's a former primary school teacher. One thing in common with Bob, that is, so it's on the...
I'm a former Bob. That's it, I haven't done any supply for this term, but that's the way it goes.
Cootie left-hand side gets the ball into the middle, and it's just about been headed wide from Watkins. I think it took a deflection, which I think has surprised Watkins himself. It was a hanging ball which just missed Marvin Morgan in the middle, and it's gone behind for a corner to City. It's Murphy then with a corner towards the back post, and I think it's going to be kept in play there over the right side. It's gone behind for a throw-in. Brought down there from Batten. Batten's going to be careful as he's on a yellow card, but won the ball cleanly then. He's done really well to find Miles Welsh-Hayes now, sprinting past the halfway line. Finds Hunter, plays the ball slightly behind him, which stops the momentum, but Hunter now able to cut inside and dink a ball now towards the back post, and Watkins is beaten in the air. Makuti pick up the loose ball. He's still chasing over it. A really good, strong challenge from Jefford. Gone behind for a throw into City. So Anderson with a long throw into the heart of the penalty area, easily headed away there, and his second resulting shot is atrocious. It's nearly hit the corner flag and gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, that just needed a little bit of composure there. That's a bit of inexperience, but he thought he'd welly it, but his body shape was all wrong.
Can City keep up their FA Trophy interest? It's Hunt on the far side, has been brought down. Free kick to City. I think it was Diner who came in with the challenge.
He's done well, Hunter, since he came on. He looks lively, and he's caused a few problems down that left-hand side.
Batten and Anderson are forward. Helped on from Watkins. It's still in play now with Anderson inside the penalty area. Plays the ball with not bad one across, but cleared from Collins. Sutton can try and clear it further with Tubbs helping back his defence. His attempted ball forward is poor. It's going to be cleared forward from Rigg. Sutton defence anywhere will do. It's cleared from Jefford past the halfway line. Headed on from Welsh-Hayes, a really good header as well, to the left-hand side to Hunter. He's got Welsh-Hayes trying to make an overlap, and he's been thwarted, but it's run loose here to Murphy. The left-footed ball towards Watkins, and misdirected header there from Jefford. Could be picked up there from Morgan. Now with Watkins and waited for the challenge to come in, and in fact it's gone behind for a goal kick. It's Morgan who's coming off, and Josh Hutchinson, so added pace, you would say, to the attack. He's got 5 minutes of normal time to show what he can do. Hutchinson, they look to shape up a long throw, which Anderson will take. So once again, Batten has gone forward. Anderson ran midway inside the Sutton half, so some distance needed on this. Got more height more than anything. Headed away there from McAllister, doing his defensive duties. He's still with the ball now with Makuti. Called a shot in, and it's not gone that far wide actually. Warner didn't move, I think he had it covered, but Makuti, I'd say, did well to get the shot in there.
Yeah, he did well. He was in the penalty area. He was crowded round, and people knew they couldn't tackle him because they could have given away a penalty.
Watkins just past the halfway line now, right-footed ball towards Makuti. Does well to chest it down and chases after the loose ball. In fact, he's done quite well because it's only been cleared as far as Welsh-Hayes now. Dinks a ball into the box. It looks too high for Watkins. In fact, he's got a touch. Makuti's giving chase to keep it in play. Plays it back now to Hunter. Ball's about to go up for stoppage time. Still got a minute and a half of normal time remaining. Hunter desperately needs support. He sent the ball into the middle. It's run loose almost to Hutchinson, but he can't get a killer touch to control, and Sutton momentarily clears. Headed back forward from Rigg. And May kicks it out for a throw in the City just shy of the halfway line. City now on this right-hand side, Rigg, and then, well, Rigg did well to win that back actually. And it's now with Murphy, central, needs an option on the left-hand side. Played forward, clever flick on now. Oh, it's been helped back, and it was a back pass, so Warner couldn't collect it. It was Watkins putting the pressure on as it's Deacon giving chase, done well to keep it in, and Rigg goes diving in but wins the ball. It's the expense of a throw, and I think this will be the last action of the game, and disappointing afternoon for Bath City there, Bob. It's finished here. Sutton United 1, Bath City 0. City United, the build-based FA Trophy. Huffed and puffed, didn't really create enough in front of goal. It's a Wade blues once again for Gary Howe's men. It's Ben Jefford who scored the winning goal, 38 minutes, his free kick, 25 yards or so, which ghosted in past everyone. Nick Makuti had a great chance to equalise for half-time, dragged a shot wide. Marvin Morgan, goal to slide. But on the whole, I'd say Sutton were the better side, and City now have just the league, or Somerset Cup, but the league to concentrate on for the rest of the season. Bob, what do you think Gary Howes will make of that defeat?
Well, I think it's the nature of the goal, which was a fortuitous goal from a free kick that just seemed to evade everybody. Might have got a slight nick, but if it was slight, it was exceedingly slight. And City adapted quite well. You would have thought that if they had equalised, Sutton would have raised a level. But they played quite well in patches. But the biggest worry is there's no real goal threat. And when the players do get a good chance, like Nick Makuti, it doesn't hit the target. And not blaming Nick on that. He did really, really well to create the situation and did everything right. He was just slightly off target. But they worked hard. But there's a fair bit of rebuilding here for Gary Howes to do in the coming weeks and months.